Hey, what's up, beautiful people? If you clicked on this video, you've probably been struggling to get ungated in specific brand names on Amazon, but you've definitely come to the right place because I have a tried and true method to get ungated very quickly and easily. And in today's video, I have a really exciting one. I'll be walking you through how I got ungated in one of the top toy brands in the industry, which is Playskool. So let's not waste any time. We'll get right into it.
On my own, I've been on my own little journey.
Hey, welcome back, NOTI Tribe. If you're new to the channel, my name is Just Notified, and in this playlist, I go over a lot of information to help resellers on Amazon and eBay for things like brand ungating, what supplies you need as a reseller, what apps you should be using, and a lot more. Now, today's video is going to be the start of a storytime mini-series where I'll be sharing with you all of my successes, my mistakes, failures, things that I've found in trying to get ungated in specific brands within Amazon. I am going to be talking about Playskool, and I wanted to start the series off with this particular brand because this has been hands down the most wild approval process that I've gone through with Amazon. And I'm also going to be giving this particular brand a rating so you can make the decision if you'd like to go after getting brand approval for this or not. Now, in future episodes, I'll be covering all of these brand names that I've also been approved in using this tried and true method. So you're going to want to make sure to stick to the end of the video where I'll give you more information on what this process looks like and walk you through step by step how this works. Now, you're going to also want to like this video, subscribe to the channel to become part of NOTI Tribe, and also turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of these episodes that can help you get ungated in specific brands in Amazon as well. Now, before I get into the story, I do want to be considerate that there could be brand new sellers that are tuning into this video, so I did want to cover exactly what gating means. And essentially, because you're new to the platform, Amazon wants to build trust with you that you're not going to be selling any knockoff or counterfeit products. So there are certain brand names that they would require for you to be approved in before you can start selling that. And if you come across a listing that has a pop-up that looks like this, you can request approval right away. But if Amazon does not auto approve you, then that means you're going to have to provide more documentation. And what that documentation needs to be is a purchase invoice that reflects 4 different things. 1 is that it's dated within 180 days of your selling application. 2, it needs to have your name and address that matches your seller account. 3, it also needs to have the address of the distributor or manufacturer. And then 4, it needs to show that you have purchased 10 units of that item. Okay, with that said, I'll give y'all some backstory to this whole thing. Now, as some of you might know, I do a lot of my sourcing through Kohl's for a lot of different reasons. But while I was sourcing through the website, I came across a deal on a Playskool branded item that I could get for about $3 a unit. Then when I looked up that product in Amazon, I saw that the item had a sales listing where it's selling anywhere between about $45 to $60 a unit. So with that, my personal net profit would be anywhere between $30 to $35 after Amazon fees. Now, I was gated in Playskool at the time, so I said to myself, I'm just gonna go back to Kohls.com, I'll buy 10 units of it and then get ungated using one of Kohl's invoices. But the only problem was that Kohl's would only allow me to buy 6 at a time. So I wouldn't be able to show on the invoice that I purchased 10 units to get ungated. But with those margins, I took a gamble and bought 6 units of it. And then a couple weeks later, I saw the same deal come up where I could get it for $3 a piece again. So I bought 6 more units of it. And just a sidebar, if you want to know how I'm able to buy items from Kohl's at thrift store and garage sale type prices, please thumbs up and share the video with as many people as possible. Because if I get 500 likes, I'll show you how to do that too. But anyway, back to the story. Since Kohl's was not going to work, I had to try to find some distributor, some wholesaler that sold Playskool products and provided a purchase invoice for me to get ungated. So with that, I took it to a Google search and I just typed in wholesalers for Playskool. And it brought up a different list of some different stores or different wholesalers or distributors. And then I started doing deeper research on what items I could buy from these distributors that Amazon also had a product listing for so I could get ungated. That being said, I came across a wholesaler called wholesockdeals.com, and on the site I saw that they had a Playskool branded 4-ounce bottle of glue that they were selling in a 24 case. So then I went over to my Amazon seller app, cross-referenced the actual product name, and came up with the product listing that Amazon was selling. So I had never done any business with wholesockdeals.com, so I went ahead and called the number they had listed just to verify that they did send purchase invoices with anything that was ordered from their site. The representative confirmed that they did, so I went ahead and I purchased that 24 case of the 4-ounce Playskool glue. Now from that point, it took about a week or a week and a half for me to receive that shipment, and sure enough, it did have an invoice attached to the actual shipment itself, which was perfect. The only problem was that on the invoice, it did not have a physical address for wholesockdeals.com, and I knew that that was going to be an issue because I've tried things like that before and Amazon did not approve me. So knowing this, I had to do some back and forth with the wholesaler to see if I can get another invoice that had their physical address, and that took a few different calls, and to be straight up with y'all, it was a bit of a headache. But I had to keep my eye on the prize because the units that I was trying to sell from Kohl's, which are these Mr. Potato Head toys, because as you can see, they have a great rank, which indicates to me that they sell very quickly. And to be real with y'all, I had to get these out of my house because honestly, they're starting to give me nightmares. But anyway, I was finally able to get the invoice with the address on it. So I went ahead, put everything together, submitted my selling application, and thought I was good to go. But literally within 10 minutes of submitting my selling application, Amazon responded back to me and they declined the application. Now I thought it was a fluke. So I went ahead and closed that case and reopened another application. And then 10 minutes later, Amazon came back and they declined that one. Now in their messaging, they were saying something about the order wasn't fulfilled and I needed to work with that distributor to get an invoice reflecting that the order was fulfilled. Now let me tell y'all something. There was absolutely no way I was gonna get back on the phone to be on hold for 30 to 45 minutes in the hopes of talking to somebody who could help me. So then I had to get a little bit creative. So looking at the reason that Amazon said I was declined, being that the order hadn't been fulfilled, I looked back through my emails and I came across the email that Wholesock Deals sent me confirming the actual shipment of those items. Now in that email, they also included a tracking number which I could reference to show that the actual delivery service had already completed the delivery and sent it to my address. So for that third selling application that I put in for Playskool, I included the invoice, I also included pictures of the item, and then in addition, I included the email confirming the shipment and the tracking information showing that that shipment had been delivered to my address. I was 1000% determined to put the Amazon rep who was going to be reviewing my application in a submission hold. And what do you know? For my third selling application, I was approved to sell Playskool branded items. So I wanted to start this mini series and I wanted to share this story with you guys just so you're able to think of different ways you might be able to get ungated beyond just the plain Jane, you have to send an invoice that has all of this information on it. If you're being declined for certain brand names, you may just have to send additional details to satisfy the Amazon requirements. Now with all of that said, if you were looking to get ungated specifically in Playskool, you can use wholesockdeals.com, although I can't strongly recommend it to my tribe because I had some issues going back and forth getting everything I needed on the invoice to get the approval. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, to give Playskool a rating for if I think it's a brand that you should go after to try to get approved in, I'm gonna give it a 4-star rating. Now this is based off of my personal experience, but when I'm out doing retail arbitrage, a lot of the times I do see Playskool branded items that I wasn't able to sell before, but now once I go to stores, I'll be able to pick those up if the numbers make sense. The last thing that I wanted to touch on is if you're interested in using Kohl's as a source to get ungated, I've linked a video here where I walk through step by step the process that I use to submit a Kohl's invoice and get brand approval. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. But as a reminder, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. Other than that, I really do appreciate y'all hanging with me today, and I'll catch you in the next episode.